Hi everyone, this is Miss Shane. This is lesson 10. We're talking about equations with fractions, but this time we're going to use algebra to solve them. Your materials are pretty basic. Paper and pen and pencil to take notes. Textbook is optional. I'll give you the information again as always. And calculator is still optional. You probably won't need it for this one either. Our content objective today is to be able to solve equations with fraction coefficients. And our language objective is to be able to identify inverse operations and reciprocal fractions. If you're using your text, in the physical text, we're on page 398. And if you're using the online text, we are in section 7.1.4. We're talking about the scenario from last lesson, which was 7-39, but we're actually going to be solving 7-42, right? It's still about Linda and Lee and the Sutton family. All right, so just a quick refresher. Remember, we were talking about the Sutton family taking a road trip to the Rocky Mountains. They kept asking, are we there yet? So their mother said, no, but we have driven 100 miles and are about 2/5 of the way there. So Linda drew a tape diagram and Lee drew scale factors to help them find the total distance of the trip. All right, so that's what we did in the last lesson. So now we're going to try to solve that using algebra. So as Linda and Lee were talking about the problems that I just showed you, their mother overheard them and offered another strategy. Here's how I would start solving the problem. She showed them the work below. So she wrote 2/5 x is equal to 100, where x is equal to the total trip. Now remember, she said, so far we have driven 100 miles and are 2/5 of the way there. So if x is equal to the total trip, this equation is saying that 2/5 of the total trip is equal to 100 miles. Okay, so now we can use algebra to solve this. If we look at our steps for solving equations, we've already done the first three. So, or rather, we didn't have to do the first three. So we need to apply inverse operations. Remember, a number in front of an x or a variable like this means that it is being multiplied. So it is 2/5 times x is equal to 100. I need to apply inverse operations right here. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2/5. Now notice on the left side, I have 2/5 over 2/5, and any number divided by itself is equal to 1. This includes fractions. So if I have 2/5 divided by 2/5, that automatically equals 1, and they cancel out. So I have x left on the left, and then I still have 100 divided by 2/5 over on the right. So to divide fractions, I need to do my keep, change, flip. So I will keep the 100, I will change the division to multiplication, and then I will flip 2/5 to find the reciprocal, right? So if I flip these, I'm finding the reciprocal, which is 5 over 2. Now I can put 100 over 1 and multiply straight across. So 100 times 5 is 500. 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 500 divided by 2, which is equal to 250. And I can plug my answer in up here. And remember, x is equal to the total trip, which means that this is 250 miles. All right, so let's go through solving an equation with a fraction coefficient one more time. Here's just another random example. So this is 4/5 of x is equal to 12. So we're going to apply our inverse operations and divide both sides by 4/5. Remember, this is 4/5 times x. So instead, I'm going to divide by 4/5. Now I can cancel out these two. On the left, I just have my x, but now I have to do 12 divided by 4/5. So I'll do my keep, change, flip. I'll keep the 12, change the division to multiplication, and flip 4/5 to find the reciprocal. I'll put 12 over 1 and multiply straight across. So 12 times 5 is 60, and 1 times 4 is 4. So I get 60 divided by 4, which is equal to 15. All right, I can plug my answer back over here and get a solution of x is equal to 15. Okay, and then remember your last step is to check your solution, which I didn't do, but make sure you check your solution to make sure it works. So 4/5 of x, if I were to put that up here, it would be 60 divided by 5, which is 12. So then it would work. For the lesson 10 assignment, you're going to be asked to practice solving equations like the ones that we had in this lesson, 4/5 x is equal to 12, like the last one. But you're also going to be asked to apply this to equations we already know how to solve. For instance, ones that involve isolating the constants, right? So in this one, if I had something like this, all I would have to do is subtract 3 from both sides. That's isolating my constants. And now I have something that looks just like the equations that we've been using in the video. All right, so be on the lookout for that. It's just going to be practicing solving these kinds of equations. And let me know if you have any questions. Bye, guys. Have a good day.